Welcome back to week 6 of FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jim.
We are bringing you
Top
everything
of
FPL.
the league. Top of the league. Jim is top of the league.
And Everton is top of the league. You're a prick.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, God. I was really hoping that we could get through at least just talking about what we do on the show, shout out the league code and all that before you started being a dick. But I guess here we are. Okay,
Nope.
Jim, tell us how it happened.
Oh, it was great. It was absolutely great. Although I did fuck up and I'm furious that I have CS on my second sub. And I would have finished on 90 points and topped, the high score for this week again. But I've joined. Topped it with Jack.
Crazy.
Jack.
You have
82 points apiece. Big draw.
Mhm.
Big draw.
I tell you what, I was disappointed when I saw that I got 62 points and I was dropping places in the league. I feel like that's a bit harsh.
It was brilliant.
That's when you know, though, that all of the big players that would normally turn up, they either all scored or all got assists. There was returns all around this week, whether it be Kane, Son, Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, every player that seems to be performing at the start of the season, and they all have them in their teams. They returned. It was a good game week for most people.
It was.
I'll tell you what the difference was. But the difference between me and you guys this week was you both played your wild card and you both had Son and Kane, and I don't have Kane. Instead, I got a big donut from Mitrovic.
Just saying, I had those two.
Hit the worst penalty of all time.
I had those two before I played my wild card, so just throwing it out there.
You did, Jim. You've had a very good start. But it's what I was looking at Harry Kane before. I mean, I was kind of debating whether to get him in or not. But as soon as I saw De Bruyne was out, my mind was my mind was made up. But I had a look. He's got 7 assists so far this season.
Yeah.
That's more assists than
That's incredible.
He hasn't had a season with more assists already after 5 games.
Seriously?
Yeah. So not only is he scoring, he's got 5 goals this season, but he's setting up goals as well. I mean, 4 of them came in one game. But
on another level.
On
another level.
Like he's on fire. I'm excited to keep him.
And for starting at 10, sorry Jez, but for starting at 10.5, it's a fucking steal. Such a steal.
Correct.
He's obviously gone up, but he's still a steal to get in right now. Because he was 12
I'm
back in
thinking about
previous
moving heaven and
seasons.
earth to try to get him in my team. Like I need to make that happen somehow.
Well, you still got your wild card, haven't you, Jez? You can just play that.
Oh, here we go. That's funny 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, never get old. It'll never get old. But Jack, you did really well captaining Kane. I vice-captained him. I captained Son. I just thought that hopefully there's going to be a clean sheet bonus. And wow, 3-3.
Wow.
West Ham went insane for the last 10 minutes. And that was it. That was incredible.
Well, there was only...
Enter Gareth Bale. Game is over.
Oh, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
there was only...
Lanzini's goal, like, Jesus.
Oh, what
that was incredible.
finish. What a hit. Hit and hope.
That was the goal you tell everyone that you scored in your Sunday league game when you actually just got to tap in.
No, but it was close. I mean, it was close between Son and Kane, wasn't it? It was only 3 points in it from those two choices. Yep. So it wasn't a bad choice to make. I was pleased to have Robertson over Trent. I was always concerned around that, but it looks like Robertson's having a better season. So I'm happy with that move.
It's interesting you should say that. So I just got rid of Rhys James. Thankfully, didn't lose any value on him from when I got him in at the start. But yeah, he hasn't been playing, and Robbo's come straight in. I've been seeing him take most of the corners, which I'm really interested about.
Well, he's good,
and I think that
he's good on the set pieces. And I think he was interchanging them with Trent last season, but Robbo seems to be doing the majority of them now. Which is good. So you took out Rhys James, Jez.
I did.
You put in Robertson, who's 2 million more, which means did you have 2 million in the bank?
I did. So I got rid of who did I get rid of? It was Sterling for Son the week before. So I got in Son this week, and that was a great choice. I know that Sterling did score as well, but Son came in. He was my captain, and he was my top scoring player. So nice. I did make a good choice there.
You did.
But yeah, Robertson's come in. I really need to think about some things at the back. I think this is fine now. I've got 3 players who will definitely play week in, week out, which is kind of what I was worried about. I am still a little bit worried about when Van Aanholt comes back into Palace, and when
James Justin.
when Pereira comes in for James Justin,
which I think is inevitable, to be honest. At some point, Pereira's, you can't have a fit player like him on the bench. But it does make me think, where will Castagna play? He played left back for Belgium. He's been playing right back this whole season. Could it, if he switches flanks with Justin hits the bench, Pereira comes in at right back is what I'm thinking. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm looking at Castagna and I'm thinking, I'm going to give him a few weeks. He's been playing like a right winger, but if he changes onto the other flank, what I don't want to have is someone who's playing out of position. I'd rather go for Reguilon at Tottenham, who looks very, very bright.
Yep.
There's a handful of other fullbacks that I would probably go for. One of them won't be Doherty.
No, it will not.
No.
Wan-Bissaka, throwing him out there, he's been excellent.
He was great.
Yeah, but Manchester United are conceding goals. Like I know they played well tonight. And just for our listeners, we're recording this on Tuesday night, so just after Man U have dicked on PSG. But I don't know. In the league, Manchester United are still conceding goals. I wouldn't be going for Wan-Bissaka just now.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, just to bring it back to the Kane and Son captaining, you mentioned it, there was a 3-point differential, but when you captain, that's like 6 points. That's a big difference. It's a big difference. And
that's huge.
Yeah. And so I regret not captaining Kane. But yeah, Castagna has been, and I think will continue to be excellent. And I have actually got rid of James Justin because I can see Pereira coming back.
Interesting.
Soon.
So who have you? Who have you bought in?
So let's just say I've got a lot of money in the bank because I've profited on James Justin. He's going to be going back down. He's 4.8 right now.
You've got in Max Kilman.
Ooh.
You've got Max Kilman.
Yes, you have.
Wolves have got a good run for the next 2 games, I think. So
you sneaky bastard. They do. I was actually looking at that myself. Honestly, if I didn't have to burn a -4, I'd probably get him in too.
Also, I'm still pissed that CS is on my bench, but like he got a goal disallowed for offside, and that goal was excellent.
It was a lovely finish. I was pleased to have Sice. He's a bit of a bonus point king as well. He's a bit of a magnet towards that. He's already got 6 bonus points this season. Very, very pleased. He's played,
and he's playing in midfield as well.
He was playing left back.
Pretty much.
Left back on the weekend. Yeah, I was pleased to see that. He's he's a good player. I've liked him a lot. And to have 3 clean sheets out of 5. For 5 million as well. 5.1 million he's in my team at. I was
5.2 now.
I think Wolves, especially last season, Wolves were really good at keeping clean sheets, and it looks like that has continued into this season. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. If you do want to go for a bit of a risk, maybe get Kilman in. I'm thinking about it to replace Jimmy Dunn when I can. 4 million for 4 million. See how it goes. But either way, get a Wolves defender in your team, and that's a pretty shrewd move.
Well, I'm looking at Max Kilman now, and at 4 million, he's the cheapest defender you can get. Like, it's not really. I wouldn't even say it's a risk. Like, even if he doesn't play, like, just get him in. He's someone who's clearly he's got 21 points in 2 games. The only thing I would say though is what it looks like is Sice is deputising at left back because Johnny's out injured. Vinagre's gone away. I think he went to was it Olympiacos? He went to, I think. They brought in a left back, Marcel, who hasn't really found his feet yet. How many games is Max Kilman going to get? I mean, he's showing all the signs. But again, we talked about bonus points. Max Kilman is raking in bonus points. It's that's a good signing.
Yeah, why wouldn't you start him when you've got the clean sheets already? It makes sense.
That's the thing. I think they're going to stave off getting Marcel in the squad as long as they're playing well and keeping clean sheets. Because why would you change up what's working? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So Jim, would he be starting in your team against Newcastle?
He is.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very smart.
And let's just say, okay, my formation for game week 6 is a 3-5-2 again.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it's been working very well for me. Yeah.
So I am going to go with a 4-5-1 because I have 2 strikers who are worthless sacks of shit. So I was I think per player I was leading after Saturday in our little mini league. I was doing incredibly well. I was on something like 35 points after 4 players. Thought I've got this made. Enter Mitrovic. Doesn't even decide to put his pen on target. Fine.
Oh, it's so good.
Sheffield United. Honestly, you've just brought in Brewster for 20 odd million. You've got McGoldrick starting up front. David McGoldrick. And you're like, you know what? Let's leave Brewster, who's been banging in goals left, right, and center. Let's just leave him on the bench. Let's see what our goalless attack can do. Oh, 1 goal towards the end of the game. Yeah, real good. Against Fulham. Make some better choices.
The one thing I'd say is if he was 7 million, I'd be crying for you right now. But he's not. He's so cheap. He's so cheap. He will come. You can't spend over £20 million record signing on a player and not play him. So he's going to get game time. I do worry about Mitrovic. I don't think that he can save Fulham. But I do like the formation. I'm jealous of 5 in midfield. I'm going for a 4-3-3 this week, which is slightly unconventional to have.
You're not playing Brewster though, are you?
I don't have Brewster. So I've got up front, I've got Kane, Calvert-Lewin and Neil Maupay, who didn't Maupay didn't score on the weekend, but I'm liking the look of him. He's got West Brom at home. He takes pens. He's played every minute this season.
He's going to score. He will score.
I think he'll get a return. But it does make me worry about my midfield. I've got Rodriguez, Son, and Salah. I feel like most decent teams have those 3 players in them. And then in midfield, actually, I say this, I'm looking at them now, and I feel like this could be a bit of a shrewd move. I've got John McGinn, who got an assist on the weekend. He was my first sub.
Smart.
What's he coming in at 5.5?
He's 5.5. He's got 25 points in 3 games, which by all accounts is up there with the Salahs and the Sons. So I'm happy with that. And Villa's fixtures are very, very nice for a long time now, right until the back end of the year. So he might be sticking around for me.
And they're 4 for 4. It's crazy. It's crazy. They were fighting
Who
relegation.
So do you know what I think is the important thing to note? Ross Barkley.
Yeah.
Ross Barkley coming into that team has made such a difference.
Huge.
He was wasting away at Chelsea. Even then, when he came on, he looked like he was going to make a difference. He's finally getting the freedom to play in a team that flows. He's alongside Grealish, and that's creativity and hard work. That's great.
Yeah. He's bringing that extra quality that they just never had. And it's amazing. Yeah,
we said it last season about Villa that this transfer window they've strengthened in all the places where they were shit last season. Like they've got a brand new goalie, they've got a brand new creative midfielder, they've got a brand new striker. Like they've bought they've got a solid right back now. They've made very good signings in areas that they needed to, which couldn't have been said for them this time last season when they got promoted via the playoffs. They had all that huge cash injection and none of the signings really landed. They've done very, very well this year. I hope they continue to do well. I'm a big fan of Villa.
I think they will. I think they will continue this great form.
I think that they're probably going to finish somewhere around 7th or 8th.
Maybe.
What, you think they're going to be lower than that?
No, I think that's probably about a fair assessment. It's so early to say though. But at the moment, then
to be fair, at the start of this at the start of the season, I think I was calling for them to be fighting for relegation as well. So what do I know? But
I think it depends on Grealish. I think he's so important to the way that they play. If he's injured, that would be a big problem for anyone. The same as how Liverpool have just lost Van Dijk, which is two things I want to bring on this. One, how is Pickford not been retrospectively punished for that? I find that
That's
ridiculous.
Yep.
Second,
It's because it wasn't malicious. It was out of order,
but
and it was a horrific challenge. Don't get me wrong; it is awful.
that's true.
But like, it's an accident. It is an accident.
look, it is an accident, sure, but like, I'm sorry, you go into a challenge like that. I'm not calling for a 6-month suspension or anything dumb.
But that's football,
you know,
guys. It's football.
Yeah, it is. But when Son got sent off for breaking Andre Gomez's leg, and it wasn't even, he didn't even do it maliciously, but he.
Yeah, but he got that red card rescinded because it wasn't malicious.
He did, didn't
he? Yeah. Yeah, so
players have been
point.
suspended for less.
But that's because they've had a some level of vindictiveness. I can't even say the word.
Vindictiveness.
Yes. Maliciousness.
To be fair, it's got nothing on the Richarlison challenge. That was awful.
Yeah,
he flew
straight red. Yeah, it was
that. Richarlison, yeah, he's a good player sometimes, but gee, he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's a mess. Yeah.
But my other question about Van Dijk is kind of FPL wise, if he's not there, what does that mean for Liverpool's defence? And Alisson's also not there as well. So are we expecting Liverpool to be conceding, a hell of a lot more? What does that look like?
Yes, they will.
I don't think so right now. I think in 3 or 4 weeks' time, they will get tested and they will concede some more goals. But I think for a week or two, they've got enough good players, good defensive-minded players to fill in that slot, even just temporarily.
So who is that? Is it Joel Matip that comes in alongside Joe Gomez?
It's either that or it's Fabinho.
Right.
He did that a little bit last season, and he was okay. My main concern is Fabinho is not that quick. So if you're going to bring him in, you need to pair him alongside Gomez.
Yeah, no, I could back that. No, absolutely. James Rodriguez, he's all over it. He's taking corners. He's on free kicks. He's the playmaker. He's
the dream.
He's 8 million now.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's really gone up in value. He's a player. I watched the highlights of the Liverpool Everton game. And he was just everywhere, like the extended highlights, and he was everywhere. I think he made one mistake which led to potentially a goal or a yellow card for one of his teammates. Other than that, it was a flawless performance. He's what a player.
Yeah, honestly, he's a gun. I was chatting with Jim on just after the derby, and I said, look, I can burn a -8 and get in Kane and Rodriguez, because I know they're both going to go up, and that opportunity is never going to happen again. I didn't do it because I didn't want to burn 8 points, but now I think I'm slightly regretting it.
I don't know, because where you are in the league now, I think if you burn 8 points, it's going to be hard to claw it back.
I think I look at James Rodriguez for sure. If you've got Calvert-Lewin, I don't think that's the end of the world. You have got him. Same could be said for Harry Kane. If you don't have Harry Kane, but you do have Son. Yeah, that's the two of them go complementary.
Sure, but you guys have shown case in point. You got both of them, and you've both had massive weeks, which I think I'm just about the only person in our league towards the top who didn't have both of those players, and that's really stung me.
I just think for me, they're just both massively undervalued. So I think that they're fairly easy to get in. If we're talking about Kane last season and James Rodriguez, that could have easily have been priced at 10 million. You're going to really struggle to do that. But collectively, they're a little over 18.5 million, which for two players that are getting the points that they are, that's not too bad. It's definitely worth thinking about. I mean, what you could do is roll a transfer over to next week. But then the fixtures are kind of appealing. Spurs have got Burnley away.
Yep.
Everton have got Southampton away. You can score goals against both those teams.
Yep.
So it's up to you.
Liverpool have Sheffield. So can you see
that's
struggling Sheffield that can't score? Can you see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet now?
That's the deciding factor in why I decided to get Robertson over Chilwell. I think that Liverpool will keep a clean sheet. Now I've got 3 Liverpool players in my team. I've got Mo, I've got Mane, and I've got Robertson. When I said I'm not going to do that, come the start of the season. But I took a -4 to get Mane in for KDB. Well, look, I broke even on that one, to be honest. He got 6 points, took the -4. What would have been 2 points otherwise. I broke even. Now I've got him in my team, and that's fine. And for this week coming up, I'm looking at that game. I'm slapping the armband straight on Mo.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Honestly, I'm hoping for 30 points from that game.
I haven't even considered any other captain choice, even with having Kane and Son. Sheffield
Correct.
at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a question. Like, immediately,
Yeah.
I even debated just triple captain him because I thought,
Wow,
you're not gonna do that.
I'm not. I don't think I will. But you know what? I saw I've got another mini league and someone triple captain Kane, and I thought that's actually a really smart. It didn't even cross my mind to do that. West Ham at home, like he made that decision was a good one after 15 minutes of that match, like that, just incredible. I got very jealous of that, but no, he's for me nailed down captain choice.
What's your formation looking like for game week 6?
So I'm gonna go for a 4-3-3. I'm really
you said,
but I'm liking my defense at the minute. We've gone through my attack midfield, but I've got Robertson, Chilwell, Castagna, and Saiss. And I'm just confident that if they're not keeping clean sheets, they're in the mix for getting attacking returns. There is one player who I am desperate to get in there, but I don't like the idea of tripling up on Everton. I want to get Luca Dean. I think he's just a little bit too much. And if I'm going to get rid of anyone,
he's quite expensive. Yeah, he's quite expensive, and he will get returns, but I don't think he's going to get returns for that value.
I think he will. Honestly, what is he, like 6?
He's 6 points.
It'd be 6.1 or 6.2
I think
now.
he's 6.1. But I look at him, and I'm looking at Chilwell, and I'm thinking, 18 points. He's not going to get 18 points every week. I'm not looking at Ben Chilwell for attacking for clean sheets. I'm looking at him purely for getting assists and maybe a goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chelsea just can't get clean sheets. So he's one that I'm looking at. And if I'm looking at him for his attacking returns, Dean's probably worth that extra 0.5 million. Because he's on the corners, he gets forward so much. And I can't have both of them because I would rather Castagna in there and Robertson. So it's a tough one.
Would you rather Castagna? I mean, Leicester have been interesting the last couple of weeks. I know that Castagna's playing as more of a midfielder. He's not on the corners or the free kicks, though, for the most part. And Chilwell is taking the corners and is cheaper. And you got to feel like at some point Chelsea will start to keep clean sheets.
I think.
Oh yeah, they will.
I think they will. The thing I like about Castagna is he moved to Leicester from Atlanta, who are a very, very attacking team. So he's kind of been there. He's done that before. But what I like about him more than anything is Leicester play a lot of their football out wide. So you've got Harvey Barnes on one side, Castagna on the left, and if you're talking about those players who are up and down those flanks in the same sort of positions on either side of the pitch, you've basically got Castagna as a right winger rather than even a right midfielder. He's that forward. And when you've got a striker like Jamie Vardy, that's the one thing that's missing. If Vardy's not playing, I don't fancy Iniacho to get on the end of his crosses. But when he's there, we've seen it in the first 3 games of the season, he's got 3 assists and a goal. Great return. The last 2 games he's been poor, but hopefully there's more to come from him.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's talk a little bit about Manchester United. So everyone has been waiting for them to come good, and they really.
Finally.
So I don't think the scoreline is reflective of how they played on the weekend, because it was they deserved to win the game, sure.
Their last 10 minutes though was
the last 10 minutes was incredible.
Yeah.
And it all came down to Bruno Fernandes, because honestly, if I was Ole, I would have got rid of him at halftime. He was playing dreadful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. He's still their best player.
I know, but like he couldn't hit anyone with a simple pass. He nearly conceded, I think, 3 goals just by hitting a shit pass backwards. Then all of a sudden at the end of the game, so he missed a penalty as well, which, Jim, you and me both, just broke our hearts.
Yeah. Correct.
Oh,
it ruined me.
I'm just going to throw it out there because there's some salt right now. I would be right up there with you guys this week if my two fucking penalty takers who got penalties on the weekend could just... Look, these guys are getting paid so much. Just kick one down the middle. That's all you need to do. Just kick it down the middle.
He did make up for it though, Jez. He did make up for it.
Look, he did totally. Goal. But like, also, would I have preferred him to score 2 and get an assist? Yeah, I think so.
Correct. Yeah, same. But like, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, 11 points is not a bad return. And you know what? He's turned up, I think, every week but one so far this season. So,
I think I'm very glad that I do have him in, and I've made the sacrifice to have him in instead of Grealish.
Nice.
And Jack, you getting Mcginn in is genius because, honestly, I'm looking at it as well. Villa's fixtures are incredible.
Oh, they're incredible.
And I don't have any. I got rid of Ollie as well.
You got rid of Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The reason is I don't want to have to rely on 3 decent strikers. I want 2 good ones and a bench one. I don't. I'm loving my 3-5-2. I think it's going to give me the most returns, and to bring in a third striker that's going to be turning up. I don't know. I might.
It's a tough one. You don't want to split your resources, end up with just okay strikers in 2 spots, and then bench one anyway.
Yeah, I just hate losing points on the bench. Hate it.
Yep.
And so I prefer to have my bench that I know that aren't going to score or get any points. But yeah, having Fernandes, it's going to really pay off. It really is. And I'm even questioning to look at maybe bringing Marcus in at some point.
You've taken out Watson and put in Brewster?
Yeah.
And who have you taken out to get Fernandes in?
Grealish.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
No, I think that's smart, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. Villa are in great form.
Yeah, look, they are. But Jack Grealish isn't going to do it every game. No. Whereas Fernandes I feel like Fernandes, Manchester United runs through him, and I'm not saying it doesn't to an extent through Grealish, but equally, you look at Manchester United and the way they play, they release quick players out wide, and they just tend to get free kicks and penalties just by virtue of Marcus Rashford, Greenwood, or Martial being quicker than everyone.
But do you know what? My reasoning for this as well is that I can eat because Fernandes is kind of pricey. He hasn't gone up, which surprises me, but I think he will be going up.
No one's getting him in. No one's getting on the bandwagon, which I'm really happy about. That's great.
Yeah. They're going to be regressing it. But because the price tag of 10.5 million is quite high, not for him, I don't think. I think he's easy 11.5 player in the game. But I can easily swap him out for Grealish if something happens, if he gets injured or whatever. But he's going to be staying in my team, I think.
So Jim,
going into a double game week sometime as well.
So just to be clear, you've got Salah, Son, Fernandes, Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, and Kane.
Yeah, and Jorginho.
It's huge.
How have you...
Jorginho, see, he's the one.
How have you done that?
I don't know. It is crazy. Yeah, so I've got Bruno, Salah, Son, James Rodriguez, and Jorginho, with Kane and Calvert-Lewin up front.
And then run through your defence.
Sayas, is that how you say? Sais.
No. Yeah.
You love me mispronouncing the misgetting. Oh, I do God.
I
do it just for the pod,
Yeah. No, totally. In real life, you are very, very well spoken.
I'm so articulate. Yeah. Chilwell, and who else? Ayling, and you mentioned him before.
Gilman.
Oh, Gilman. Yep.
Yeah.
So your defence is the weakest part.
I'm Ryan in.
Yeah.
My defence. But the thing is,
I think we can all agree that our defence is the weakest part of our teams right now.
Yeah.
This is not clean sheet year. It's
It's
just
not going to
happening
be.
at the moment.
No, there's so many goals. Although it has been a draw fest this weekend, but there's only 1-0, was there? So there's still a lot of goals.
West Brom and Burnley.
Yeah, the one that we said was going to be the worst game
Look,
of the week.
we said it was going to be
yeah.
grim, and
Yeah,
it was.
it was.
Oh, I watched a little bit of that, and I just couldn't bring myself to keep watching. I love football. That was not it.
No, we knew it would be like that. I did want Burnley to bag a goal, but never mind. I don't know why I did.
I just want to see West Brom go back down. I know that makes me awful, but like, they're not a Premier League team. Them and Fulham, just send them back down automatically and bring up whoever's first and second from the Championship right now.
This is why I'm thinking having Matt Ryan, because I got rid of McCarthy. He served me very well. But I think going forward, their fixtures are shite.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. Matt Ryan has not done very well for me this season.
But he's
got
got
1 point in every game bar one.
I think this should be a clean sheet now against West Brom at home.
Gee, you hope so, but like, I don't know, a last minute goal will just break my heart. You know it will.
Yeah.
Speaking of heartbreaks, shall we go through the top 10 transfers in and the top 10 transfers out?
Yes.
We'll always start.
Absolutely. Oh, actually, sorry, but before we do that, can I just mention real quick, Saeed Benrahma. Oh, all right, fine.
No, go on. Yes, that's
very interesting. I was watching that, and so I mean, first of all, he failed a medical, and then ended up at West Ham on loan, which is ridiculous.
Again, West Ham, not sorry West Ham.
I was looking at him. You
shouldn't be getting this guy in because he's far too good for you.
West Ham have the kiss of death. Like, if you want to have a terrible career and be plagued with injuries, fine, go to West Ham. Come 10th in the league consistently every year. Say next year is going to be your year, and then next thing you know, you're 38 and you're playing alongside Mark Noble, who's still 10th
playing. Is pretty good for them, just saying. But no, I think there's going to be a turnaround. Like they've had 3 great results, and I'm not being funny.
They can't be.
What they've done, what they did against Spurs, when you thought it was going to be like a 7-0, was incredible. And I feel like they're going to be. They're just going to be smart this season. I feel they're going to be the ones to literally watch out for.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but West Ham's attacking options actually look quite interesting. Mm-hmm. I was having the other day, Jared Bowden, who
he's been huge.
Where the hell's he come from? Pablo Fornals, I don't remember him last season. He's got 3 assists and a goal in 5 games. I mean, that's not half bad. It's got to be said. He comes in at 6.5. Lanzini's in there. Yarmolenko, who can turn it around on his day. Obviously, Benrahma. Mm-hmm. And then they've got Antonio and Haller up front. Antonio, who does have a knock. I'm not sure whether he's going to play.
I still do think that Haller is complete garbage. I think he's got no quality at all.
I think he's a good target man. I think he can sit up there and he's strong and he can start to put in those wider players. But when you've got Benrahma, Souček, Bowen alongside you, I mean, I don't think that's too much of a problem, but I'm with you. He's a bench player. He comes behind Antonio.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So Benrahma coming in at 6 million. Interesting. Is he worth getting in?
One of those. He is interesting.
I think so.
I'd like to see how he gets going in the first few games. He's not the kind of player that I'd want to risk at 6 million. I feel like I'd rather have Mcginn in there, who I know is going to play every minute.
Consistent performer.
He's already got the attack and return. That's what I want from someone at that price. That said, if Benrahma all of a sudden plays, a bit like a Mahrez position, he's kind of right forward, but can come in central. That's when he becomes interesting at 6 million.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if he does start to turn up, and I think he will, because he's a quality lad.
He's excellent.
I can't highly rate him anymore. I'll be looking into getting him for a change of Jorginho for him.
Nice.
I think because I've also with my team, which is quite ludicrous, I've got just shy of a mil in the bank. So
I don't know how, I am gobsmacked of how you've done that. I still can't really get my head around it.
Jim, you have rigged the app somehow.
No, guys, it's literally just having my faith in Son and getting in Kane before, he started to turn up.
Yeah.
City had, the one bad game, which is a brilliant, when Everton beat them 1-0.
Not gonna lie, I did enjoy that, even though I really shouldn't. But I fucking hate City.
I think you're on for a really good season, Jim. Even after 5 games,
hopefully.
I think you're going to smash it. Right,
fingers crossed.
Let's get going on the transfers. Number 1, unsurprising, he's out for months. Virgil van Dijk.
Yep.
Number 2.
Sorry, not sorry.
Number 2 is
De
Bruyne. Again, unsurprising. It's worth noting Man City's fixtures get very, very nice from game week 10. I'm keeping an eye.
They do, but up until then, though, they are not nice.
No, they're not nice. They're not nice. I was considering whether getting Mahrez or Foden in, and on my wild card, I ended up not. But I will probably get rid of Kane to make way for KDB in a few weeks' time. We'll see. Vardy. It's number 3. He's got a calf. He's got a calf strain. Alexander-Arnold, unsurprising for me. He's there. He's number 4.
Yep.
Aubameyang again has not, apart from the Fulham game, he's not had a good start. He's played every minute so far.
He's playing a different position. That's interesting. Like I feel like last year he was more central, and now he's just sort of he's a winger who, unless he gets the service, which he's not going to do anything. No, not at all. The Arsenal need him playing further forward as well. We haven't got the easiest run of games coming up. So he's there, number 5. Number 6 is Richarlison. Unsurprising. He's suspended for the next 3 games. 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks for Richarlison, 3 months for Soyuncu. He is number 7. He's out. That does make me think about Castagna and the clean sheet potential. I'm a big fan of Soyuncu. Mitrovic. Jez, will you be one of these managers getting him out? He's in at number 8. Look, so I want to get I do want to get rid, and I've wanted to get rid of him for a few weeks, but there's been bigger concerns in my team. So I had Rhys James wasting a spot at the back, and I really did need a defender. I can play one up top, and that's you'll be fine for this week. It's not ideal, but that's fine. But I can't play 2 at the back. So sure. Number 9, I don't know. I don't know what this guy needs to do for managers to keep him in his team. Raul Jimenez is number 9. He scored 3 goals in 5 games, which is not bad whatsoever. His next 2 fixtures are Newcastle and Crystal Palace at home. He's going to bag in both of those. Yeah, do you know what it is? And I agree, it's silly to get him out. But it is because he's a lot more expensive than he was last season. If it was last season prices, what was he? 7.5 at most at the start? Like, fine, great. Honestly, great. What is he? 8.5? Something like that? He's 8.5. Like, we'll get to, that's too much. We'll get to it shortly, the transfers in, because some of those might be clues as to why, he's gone out. Number 10 is Rhys James, who, again, not surprising. I took a big punt on him first game week, and then since then, he's got 3 points in 4 games. Not what you want from a £5 million defender. No. Now we'll go to top 10 transfers in. Number 1, Heung-min Son. Son, gotta be. Yep. He is now owned by 49% of teams. Huge, which is huge. Yeah. Number 2 is Harry Kane, who's been bought in by 450,000 managers so far. Calvert-Lewin still on the rise. Number 3. Wow. They're just getting my team in. That's all they're doing. Look, yeah, that's it. Really, yeah. They're not wrong to do so. He's owned by 54% of teams. Very high. Really cheap price point. Yep. Jack Grealish, number 4. He's now 7.2 million. Still cheap for Jack Grealish.
Emi Martinez, the Villa goalie, 4.8. He's coming in at number 5.
Okay. Wow, 4.8?
4.8, yeah.
Wow.
Number 6 is J-Rod, 44%. And that's James Rodriguez, not J. Rodriguez. No one is bringing him in. He comes in at number 6.
No.
Ben Chilwell, number 7. Tyrone Mings comes in at number 8.
Smart.
Luca
5
That is
mil.
smart.
5.1 now, yeah.
5.1, yeah.
Well, there you go. Instant value.
Absolutely. Luca Dean, number 9, who is now 6.2. He is expensive.
Oh.
And another expensive defender is Robertson, who comes in at 7.1. We don't normally go outside the top 10, but just because I can see it, Max Kilman, number 11.
Whoa.
Yep. That makes complete sense. If he goes up to 4.1, I'm going to shoot myself.
He will. I'm sorry, he will.
Look, that's fine if he does. That's fine if he does, so long as it's after the next game week has started and I've made my transfer.
It'll be 4.2 by then, I reckon.
No,
sorry.
No.
You've seen how quick it fluctuates already.
Incorrect. Tyreek Mitchell has taken 5 weeks to get to 4.2. Kilman is...
That's Mitchell, though.
Oh, look. Look. He's gone up to 4.1 midweek. I will shoot myself, but that's okay. Next week, it'll just be Jack and Jim.
All right. Should we get into the projections?
I will get more listeners.
Pricks, both of you guys.
Yeah.
Go on, fixtures.
Watch our streams fly through the roof when you're not here, Jez.
Yep.
Game week 6 predictions.
Love this.
Let's go.
Yes.
Right. So first up is Villa Leeds.
Do you know what? They're on such good form, and yeah, I'm gonna give it to Villa, and I really want a Villa player in as well. I think they will probably even keep a clean sheet as well.
So I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet, but I do think Villa's going to win. For me, it's 3-1.
2-0 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
Okay. West Ham City.
I'm going to go
2-1 West Ham.
Ooh.
2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, I can just see it happening.
Yep.
I think it's going to be 3-0 Man City and Aguero's going to get a hat-trick.
If Aguero starts, if he starts, then he's going to be a shout.
The only thing I'll say, he's cheaper than Kane.
There you go.
Yeah, look, he's cheaper than Kane. I would much rather Harry Kane.
Yeah, but no, like that boy, he's already proven that he can score when he wants, when he plays. So I think even if City aren't playing that well, which they aren't, Aguero will always bag. This brings me to the point, with Timo Werner. He's just found his form.
He's had one he's had one good game in the league.
Yeah, but that's all it takes.
Yeah, I would still rather
16
spend the extra
points
mil for Harry Kane.
16 points though.
He had a very good game week. Classic. The week
I'm going to say something
unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm going to say something slightly controversial. I think that Aguero is past it a little bit.
No, I still highly rate him.
Yeah, I think he's.
I'm not saying he's not good, but I don't think he's going to get the kind of returns that you would have expected last season and the season before.
Maybe, but let's see.
I'd agree with that. I still think he's worth. I still think he's worth considering for an FPL team. He's the. I mean, you can see what Pep's doing. Even last season, taking him off after excruciatingly 58 minutes, so he misses out on that one point.
Pep loves a 58 minute.
He does, and then to make way for Gabriel Jesus, which what player he is as well. So I don't know. I think he's cheap at a little over 10 million. I would definitely, Tottenham's fixtures, they do turn. And City's actually swinging their favour. That might be a very, very easy change, but we'll get to that later down the road. Fulham, Crystal Palace.
Thrown out there, this is going to be the worst game this week. The worst fucking game.
I think it will be, apart from Zaha. I think Zaha's going to bag a double.
Yeah, fair.
I think Fulham are going to get beat 2-0. They have shown nothing up front. They're a garbage team. Goodbye.
I think 2-1 to Palace.
I'm going to go 1-0.
If Mitrovic... Sorry, if Mitrovic scores, because he will be sitting on my bench this
He
week,
is going to score.
I will shoot myself.
He is going to score. Honestly, I feel like he's going to do it.
Look, there's a lot of situations this week that could end up with me shooting myself, and that's one of them.
I'm going to go...
honestly, I feel like he's going to score. Sorry, Jack, but I think Mitrovic is going to do it.
I don't know, man. Palace are a pretty solid defense, and sorry, Jack, and Fulham are dog shit.
So I'm going to go Mystic Jack here. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-0 to Palace. Mitrovic is going to have another penalty saved by Gaita. Gaita gets 3. Gaita's going to finish on 14 points.
Amazing.
Gary Cahill's going to finish on 15 points because he's got a clean sheet and he's got the goal. It's just going to be one of the weirdest games, but just FPL gold. That's my prediction.
That'll be insane.
I would be okay with that.
I love it.
Right. This one should be interesting. Man U, Chelsea.
I think this is going to be the best game this week.
Always a good game.
I agree.
Both of them just found their form.
I think it's going to be absolute goal fest.
Both of these teams love scoring goals.
And they also love defending like that.
No, I think United are better now. With what I've just seen after scoring all the goals against PSG.
To be honest, they looked better without H-Mags.
They sort of did.
But
I do rate H-Mags. I do, but
I think he's a good player. I don't think he's worth the price tag on his head. I also don't think he's the captain of United, but he is a good player. But it's just interesting that they seem to flow a little bit better.
Bruno captaining. He came in towards the end of Project Restart, and now he's captain. That shows what a player is. I think he could play for anyone and become captain instantly because he is
100%
incredible.
If he hangs around, I see him being very important at the club in 5-6 years time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Agreed.
I can't call this, guys. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a 4-3 to either side. Wow. I can't even call it.
Go on, make a call. Just throw it out there.
Okay. United.
Ooh.
Wow.
Jack?
I'm going to go for a draw. I think it'll be 2-2.
Okay. I'm going to go for 3-2 to United.
Nice.
Okay. So this is, I think I can guess what we're all going to predict with this one. Liverpool, Sheffield.
I want a Mo hat-trick.
I'm going to go Mo hat-trick.
I would love a Mo hat-trick.
3-0. Mo hat-trick.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with that. Are we all agreeing 3-0 Mo hat-trick?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Fine. I hope so. Southampton, Everton.
So Southampton are going to fucking score. It's going to be yet another clean sheet for my boys. I really hope, I think it's hard for us to go there in the past. I really hope we do them over. Obviously, I think it's going to be a 3-1, maybe a 3-2 to Everton.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton. I can see Danny Ings scoring. I can also see Luca Dean scoring a free kick, and it's going to kick me in the bollocks because I don't have it in my team. I think 2-1 Everton.
Also, guys, just to throw it out there, and it was someone I have been looking at because, last season I made a lot of points with having a decent centre-back in. I don't really go for centre-backs in my defence, but having Van Dijk last season proved really, really well. Obviously, he's out. Keane.
Yeah.
He's got 2 goals already.
He loves to stick his head on the ball.
He does. He's cheap. He's 5, I think.
5, I think 5.1 now. And they've just got Ben Godfrey as well, who played right back on the weekend. Decent player. He was good at Norwich last season. He's a Premier League defender. He was a good signing.
For sure. I think for me this weekend it's 3-1 Everton. I think Danny Ings is going to score. Surprise, surprise. Calvert-Lewin will bag, and James Rodriguez, sadly, will get a double.
And some assists.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. No changes.
Okay. Wolves, Newcastle. Is Kilman going to turn up?
He is. And I think Saiss, whichever you say, is going to also score. I'm going to say 2-0 to Wolves.
Me too.
I'm gonna hope that Newcastle score.
No.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Wolves.
It'll ruin me if it does.
Yeah, it'll ruin a lot of people, which is why I'm hoping for it. Arsenal, Leicester. This one, I think this is interesting. These two teams aren't quite firing. Leicester are missing their main man. Arsenal are a bit hit and miss.
No, I think that actually they did excellent against City. They were really unlucky. I think it's definitely going to be an Arsenal win for me. I can't even see Leicester scoring. I think maybe Barnes might get one. But I think it's going to be Arsenal at their best, and I'm going to say 3-1 to Arsenal.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I wish I was an optimistic Arsenal fan. I think it's going to be 1-1. Arsenal play Rapid Vienna.
That's rough.
They play Rapid Vienna on Thursday night, and if they're going with some big guns, I worry about playing 3 days later against a very good Leicester team. That said, Leicester are playing. They're playing in Europe as well this week, so they got the same problems. I think 1-1.
I am going to agree with 1-1. Yep. Brighton and West Brom.
I want a 2-0 Brighton. And I think
I want the fattest clean sheet. Well. I want West Brom to have 7 shots on target, all measly little shots that don't trouble the keeper. Matt Ryan, 3 bonus points. Thank you very much. Clean sheet.
I think West Brom will have a penalty that Matt Ryan will also save. And
Matt Ryan's not a great penalty saver.
I think he's still going to save it. And I think I might even captain him.
Wow, that is a bad choice. No, you won't.
No,
you won't.
I'm going to go. It'll be comfortable for Brighton. I'm going to go 3-1. I do think West Brom will score, and it will be a bundled-in effort of their new signing, Carlin Grant.
Okay,
but I do think they'll score.
Well, let's hope you're wrong. And Burnley Spurs. Okay.
I mean, obviously, we all want Spurs win.
16-0.
No, do you know what? I think it's going to be really hard. Burnley are still a very solid team.
Look, they are, but they're going to have none of the ball. They will play the entire game in their own half, and Harry Kane's just going to stick his head on something.
It's going to be 1-0 to Spurs, and it'll be Kane. That's it.
I think it's going to be 2-0 personally.
I think it's going to be 3-1, but it'll be 1-1 up until the 80th minute, and then Tottenham will turn it on for the last 10.
I
think Gareth Bale's going to be a turn-up king this week.
Me too.
Spurs need a clean sheet. They haven't had one for a very long time, and could this be a chance for them?
Yeah, and speaking about that real quick, Serge Aurier, he could be one to look at. Yes. He's displaced the very expensive Doherty, who has come in and thus far done fuck all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's been looking good.
He has. But he was even last season. He was quality last season.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Doherty was a bit of a surprising signing.
I agree.
Not quite working out, but fine. So, guys, I think this is just about it. All right, I'm talking to myself.
No.
Right.
Don't we have more fixtures?
No. That's it. We're done.
I wish we did. I wish I could waste more of my life watching Premier League, but there's only so much I can do.
I had a momentary lapse, but solid. I really hope with this, with the gap I've made, that I maintain it. And that's why I'm thinking of changing my captain, just to have a differential to turn up. But
wrong. When you're up top, you don't need a differential. I mean,
it's just to maintain it, I guess. But I need something.
This is why I'm salty. You make outrageous comments that are so stupid, and you'll get 90 points next week.
And they still work, yeah. I should have finished.
I'm too angry to continue with this podcast. Sorry.
Until next week.
Good night, boys.
If you want to join our mini league, you can enter the code DKSORK. Once again, that's DKSORK. You can hit us up on the socials, send us a message on Instagram, tell me that I'm shit and that Jim is the best if you want, even though that would be horrendously stupid.
I'm fine for that.
Be horrendously stupid if you want to be. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, And we'll be back next week with more insights, and I'll probably be crying, or I might have shot myself by then. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Until next time.